Hello and welcome to another fabulous podcast series right here on PodHub. It's Rethink Healthy and it's brought to you by AIA Insurance. Now this particular campaign is actually a global campaign where rethinking healthy obviously plays a massive role in each and every one of our lives. At the end of the day, the life that we lead is basically on a fast-paced level. The moment we wake up in the morning, we're always actually playing catch up to life and the things that we need to do. At the same time, there are certain things that you need to look into very carefully. You need to sort of look after yourself, be it exercising, be it wellness, be it mental being, be it well-being. Everything obviously plays a huge role. Now, today on the show, we're actually going to be speaking to an entrepreneur who's actually started a premier all-in-one salon, which of course we're going to get into all those details. It's Noeline Pereira. Of course, I'm sure lots of you out there have actually been to her salon and been part of her escapades on the show. Now right here we have Noeline. Thank you so much for being a part of the show.
Thanks for having me.
So Noeline, now we're basically talking about Rethink Healthy, right?
Okay.
And this is something that we spoke to our guests before. It doesn't mean just because you be at a gym on a daily basis, it doesn't mean you are really considered healthy. Mm-hmm. Yes, you are up to a certain level,
yes,
but there are so many other attributes that go into being healthy. Now, if I am to ask you, Noeline, what does being healthy mean to you?
Okay. So basically, workout, all of that is just a part of the journey, right? Wellness for me is just what you feed to your body, what you do physically, the people that you surround yourself with, the external atmosphere where you place yourself in, the relationships that we have in life, all together combined,
right,
I feel like would be what wellness or like what a healthy living would be, because you could eat all the healthy food in the world, and if you're not exercising, that ain't gonna do it.
Right.
They ain't gonna do it. Or you could be in the gym the whole day, but if you're not eating right, that's not. So there has to be like a balance between every aspect of these little things. So being mindful about just not the healthy eating, but about what you do, how you feel, the relationships that you have around yourself, who you surround yourself with. All this has a huge impact in how you feel, and that is healthy lifestyle for me.
Excellent. So that's something that you live by, and of course your life changes. There are certain changes in your life that you've made along the way to ensure the fact that you live by that mantra also,
Yes.
right? Let's start off with Noeline's, okay?
Okay.
Now everybody knows about Noeline's, but not many people know that you actually started during the COVID time, did you?
Yes, I did.
Why would you do something like that?
Well, initially, as an entrepreneur, Noeline's isn't my first business. I was just involved in a business previously as well.
Right.
So during COVID, we were in retail sector. We were thinking like, Jesus, putting all this is all learning curve, right? We're like, being in one sector in business isn't gonna cut it, right? So I'm like, and then this is something that I've loved, being like doing my nails or having myself done is something that I've always done. Pampered, keeping that time for myself, that is something that I've always practiced. That is something I think that comes from my mom. Like, she's always done it, I've seen it. So that is something that I practiced as well along the way, right? So during COVID, it's a funny story. One of the girls who's been doing services with me asked me, like, because a conversation started where I wanted to call them, reach them out and see how they were doing during the season, or like, not the season, during the COVID period of time, right? And then it really, the initial thought of this started only because the humanity part side of the COVID, during the COVID time, I was just like, yo, how are you guys doing? Are y'all fine? And it's like, oh ma'am, like, yeah, we're not doing so great. Like, things are not too great. I'm like, oh, okay. And then they're like, ma'am, like, shall we like all get together and like start a salon? Do you want to like help us out? Like, we'll take care of the business. I'm like, cool, like, let's just do it. And then that's how it started. Like, I've always had the interest in it, but then never had the thought of like doing it for the purpose of making money.
Right.
And then that one led to the other. I started off with 5 people, and then it was like a passion project initially. Then it kind of bloomed overnight, like real, like, and then I'll tell you the number, but I'm like, we just need 27,000 rupees per day to cover the overheads, and then we're gonna have to move on. Like, this is how we're gonna go. We may not make it, but don't worry, I'll pay you the salaries, because this is not like our main business. This is not our main gig. I'm gonna take care of you. That's how it started. But thanks to God, and all the customers who's been with us since day one, I mean, it never had been 27,000 really.
Right.
It's been great, it's been doing well. And then from 5 people to we became 20 people to 40 people. Now we're at 120 people with 4 branches open, yeah.
It's amazing.
Yes.
So now when you did start, obviously like you said, you started it necessarily not to make money, but then over a period of time, you realize that this is actually helping people out there.
That's right.
This is a different form of being healthy.
Yes.
Wellness is a different form of being healthy,
Yes.
and then feeling good about yourself,
Yes.
again, makes you, mentally, what's the right word? Healthy, so to say, but being accepting yourself also. When did that take over?
See, initially, well, the thought was to answer the previous question, there was a gap in the market also. You can't just start a business just like that. The problem that I faced during the time was me going to different places to get all my services done. Like for my nails, I'd go to one place. Wax, I'd be going to one place. For hair, I'd be going to one place, right? So there was no place for me to go get everything done with a parking.
Right.
So I'm like, oh my God, like if I could do this, if I can have a parking lot and have all good people, this would be really good. Like it will be a win-win situation. So that's how it started. So I think that's one of the reasons why it picked up also, because there was a gap in the market. So I created I used the opportunity. So like-minded people who were like people like me, who would like to get everything done, but who would come in a car, but who also wouldn't have a parking, would just have a solution, like a perfect solution, right? So that was that. And then answering back to your question, you asked me.
Wellness is another form of obviously rethinking healthy. Now, when did that actually hit you that this is something that's going to work out with your customers? Establishing wellness as a brand out there?
So personally for me, it's about the experience that you create as well, right? Just giving the service, I could have done that easily as well, but creating this entire experience of making you feel good is what I believe is what wellness is, and that's how you're supposed to feel, right? So Noeline slowly just not only focused on the business model of providing the service, but creating rather an experience. When you come to Noeline's, you make it feel like home. We make it feel like home, starting from the little detailing in our architectural elements, to the way we serve coffee, to the way that we have the placements of the sofas, to the TV, to the little vase. Everything makes it feel like home to you. Make it feel, see, that's how you, like, imagine you go, how they say, the washroom at home feels different than anywhere else in the world.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Right? That's because it's home for you, right?
Yeah.
So that's the kind of atmosphere we try to create at Noeline's, where we make you feel home. The people that my staff or the service technician in your world, like in your terms, right, makes you feel home. They make you feel good about yourself. It's just not about providing that service. It's like not just getting your nails done or not getting your facial done. We help you through. It's just not about once you come to the facial, it's be like, oh, like, sir, like you've gotten done your facial. Be like, no, have more water, like do these little things that would make you feel better. Like you should, it's just the entire experience that we create. It's just not providing the service, but to give you that entire experience is what we focus on. And then I feel like that's just what has changed us in the longer run.
So look, at the end of the day, you're running a successful business.
Yeah.
You've actually opened up branches in 4 different places at the moment, and clearly I'm sure there are plans to open up more branches in Sri Lanka. But at the same time, you are also somebody who is very health conscious.
Yes.
You work out, you exercise, you eat well, you eat right. That's the most important thing. Where'd you find the time for all this?
My healthcare, my routines are my top priority. I would consider my routines, just the importance that you would give for like a board meeting, I'd be giving that for myself. Every day, my walk, my workout, the way I eat, everything is kind of pre-planned. I know what exactly I'm eating, what I'm consuming. Also, if I know a party or whatever, these things just don't pop up, right? If I know something's coming up, I want to make sure like I maintain my calories. Because in the long run, it's not about, bodies don't happen overnight. Good physique don't happen overnight.
Yep.
Feeling good doesn't happen overnight. It's a practice that you continually make, years and years of making, that brings you here today. I am here today because what I've done within whatever the past 5-10 years, what has brought me here is what I've been doing, what I've been practicing, and it's just the discipline, I think.
Were you always like this, even when you were younger?
Yes, I was. So
Why?
I don't know. Do you know that I don't drink actually?
I don't know.
No, I actually don't drink. It's not because nobody has stopped me, but I know it's not good for my health, right?
Okay.
So when I know it, I naturally don't like it. I used to love pork, right? I used to love the pork, the fatty part of it.
Right.
But the minute I got to know that this is not good for my health, automatically my brain functions saying like, oh, I don't like it anymore. Like that doesn't even taste good anymore for me. Like
Right.
so, like naturally, I think it's because I love myself so much. I treat this as my temple. This is what we live in. So I feel like I need to. No amount of money can replace this or do justice or like fix problems once it arises, right? So it's good to take care. Like, would you rather just eat pork today and have medicine for the rest of your life?
Right.
Or would you just have it just in a mindful way where you have it in balance, like have it weekly or like not have it at all, like whatever, I don't know. Figure out your kind of happiness. Or would you do that and then not have medicine for the rest of your life? Enjoy it throughout the life, right? So it just like choose your kind of happiness
Right.
you want, yeah.
See, Noeline, the thing is this, right? There's obviously at the end of the day, you've got yourself, you conditioned your mind
I feel like
to do this,
Yes.
to accept these things and to agree on these things. But there are a lot of ladies out there who want to be the way that you are right now, who want to condition their life, who want to rethink healthy. How do they do it? Where do they start? I mean, you've been doing it for a long time, so it's easy for you to speak.
Yeah.
There are lots of out there who's actually, they're battling their own demons, right?
Yeah.
But they want to be like you.
Yeah.
They want to basically get into a routine and a regime like you. Why is it so hard for them to start?
I feel like it all comes down to personal choice. Like they say, like I said, would you rather, it's about thinking yourself. Personally for me, I don't think it's hard as long as if you love yourself enough, if you think of yourself enough, and if you respect yourself enough, you should be doing all these things. It doesn't, but meanwhile, I do understand these things can't happen overnight. You can't just drop dead, stop everything that you eat and start eating healthy. But if you start doing it slowly, one practice at a time, one day at a time, let's just cut down on the sugar a little bit more than what you did yesterday. Making a slow progress is still progress than just not doing anything. So let's just start slowly today with what you can do. You know the sugar isn't gonna do any good for you. So maybe we'll cut down on, instead of 2 teas per day, just have 1 tea. Maybe just do that gradually. And what I can tell you is once you see results, it'll take about 21 days for you to see gradual results. Say that you start walking every day. You don't have to walk 1 hour a day, but start with 15 minutes a day. And then you do it for 21 days, you'll see some sort of difference in your body. Once you see that, you see the taste of it. And once you taste it, there's no going back. So all you have to do is commit for that 1 month. Just suck it up and do it. And once you do it, I feel like you can just like get through anything. It's about determination and
Right.
having control of yourself. And do it for 21 days. Like trust me, it'll change you.
What's your workout regime for if I'm to say, okay, Noeline, walk me through the day, right? You wake up in the morning. Do you work out in the morning? Do you work out in the evening? What's your day like?
So I wake up in the morning. I spend some time planning my day out, meaning I typically write down what I have to write. I quickly take my phone, jot down, just get ready, jot down what I have to do. So I exactly know what I'm up for, right? And then on my way to work, I kind of prioritize. I'm like, okay, these things have to get rid of these things today itself, or like I have a week of things to do or whatever. 4 times a week, I come to the gym. So weekdays, 4 times to 3 times a week, like that's mandatory. There's no negotiation on that. I do 3 to 4 days a week. And then Sundays, I play badminton, pickle, or like paddle. I do some sort of active sport on Sunday. So Sunday, 3 o'clock, I'm out doing some sort of sport.
Right.
That's what I do for myself. And then every day I walk. That's for my peace of my mind, actually. That's my me time, because I spend a lot of time with people throughout the day. Even starting from gym, I have a trainer, a lot of people around the gym as well. So walking is me time, my personal time. I walk for about 5 kilometers per day. That is at like late night. Like I eat my food, I do everything, and then I go for a slow walk for about an hour. I then come shower and sleep.
Wow. So
That's
you
my day.
got your day planned out?
I have a long day. It's very repetitive. That's what I do every day, every weekday. That's what it is. But that's working for me. And if I don't do it, I I don't like it. Like the walk part, if I know I can't walk in the evening, I would just be like walking around the whole day. Like when I'm taking calls and stuff, I'd be walking because like it's like a mental thing. I think like I've fed my system to do these things. Yeah.
So we're talking about rethinking healthy with AIA Insurance, right? And then basically with you, it's all about beauty and wellness.
Yeah.
From the time that you've actually started Noeline's in terms of beauty and wellness, and ladies out there accepting beauty and wellness as another form of being healthy, to where it is right now, and where do you see it in 5 years from now? What do you see?
There's two ways to it.
Yeah.
How the society is going right now, it's people are chasing the trends, right? The societal norm of perfection or the unrealistic perfectionist, that's like what the world is all about, right? How I would like it to be changed is to be more meaningful beauty, more sustainable beauty. It's just not about the external appearance, but also about how you feel. I feel like your mind has to be aligned with your purpose. You need to feel good, just not by appearance, but also inside. You need to feel good about yourself. You need, when someone speaks to you, they need to they be like, gosh, like, who are you? That's the kind of attitude. If everyone can have that kind of quality, I feel like that's where the true wellness lies for me personally. So 5 years down the road, but I do see a transition though. Lots of people now, right now, they're approaching more towards a holistic wellness, like more towards natural stuff and more sustainable kind of an approach,
right,
which is really great. And I really hope it would lean towards that side, and we would slowly be navigating from this unrealistic perfectionist kind of attitude and just like try to embrace your authentic self and like authentic beauty kind of thing. Like beauty, like you gotta feel beautiful the way you are. Like everyone's beautiful in their own way. Everyone can't have like a plumpy, like big booty, big tits. You can't do that. You just can't do that. You gotta, like, if everyone were alike, like, what's the point?
What's
right?
the point of this world?
What's the point? You gotta be unique, you gotta be authentic, and then you gotta be able to embrace your own kind of beauty.
When you, maybe hypothetically speaking, if you miss out on going to the gym on one day, how does that make you feel?
I don't feel too great, to be honest. So, see, like I said, I do have 7 days in the week. My target is to hit minimum 3 days,
right,
maximum 4.
Right.
I don't overdo it. I believe in resting as well. I do take Saturday, Sunday. I don't go to work unless I really, really have to. Saturday is like I just don't do anything. I just take it to reflect on the week, plan whatever I have to do. If I went, like, I just like meet up with a friend, like do that kind of thing. So if I have to work out 3 to 4 days. That's like mentally what I've fed into my system. So if I do miss one day, like I can always figure it out. I do
right,
have 3 spare days to work it out. But worst case scenario, after the work, if I don't do anything, I'd be doing some skipping and doing some squats. Just at least spend some 15 minutes or 20 minutes just to do something. Like I said, it's being fed mentally for me too. It's just really important for me. Like I said, there's no negotiation. So I figure it out. Like
right,
I figure it out in another day to do the workout or whatever.
That's exactly
like
what we're talking about, because at the end of the day, we got into the exact idea of the conversation as to just because you missed out on gym, there are other ways for you to be healthy.
100%,
right?
100%. It's the way you prioritize your stuff, right? So yeah, you can miss it today, but hey, there's tomorrow. Like, why don't you get or increase the number of steps you're taking, or maybe limit the food that you're taking. Like, there's a way to balance this out. Like, right, there's always a way. There's always a solution.
Always a solution. All right. Noeline, we're actually at the tail end of the conversation that we're actually having right now. In terms of self-care, what is the one self-care attribute that you just cannot live without? It's got to be there.
In terms of wellness, I feel like it's gonna be working out and then my walks, the activity part of my life. that gotta be there. It's a mental thing that's been fed into me by myself. I believe it's good for me, and then that's been working out. I feel good when I go for a walk. I feel good after a workout. Because I have like the most worst day at work, the most stressful day. When I come to the gym, I'm hyped up, man. Like I wanna like get everything out of my system. So I feel like working out, going for a walk, and if I feel like super bad, even maybe like incorporating a little massage for myself, like giving me time for myself is the most important part for me to feel like rejuvenated, reset kind of thing.
How important is it to somebody to actually give time for themselves? How healthy is that?
Top priority. You live in this body, you gotta take care of it. There's nobody's gonna look after your body. It's just you, yourself, and this body. That's all you've got. So you gotta take care of this in terms for you to have like a good life, not just for today, even 30 years down the road. This is all what you're gonna left with. Money we can make, all these people around us, you could figure out new people, but this isn't gonna change. So you wanna make sure you take care of it, because this is everything you've got to live it.
Absolutely. Absolute treat listening to you, Noeline. Thank you so much.
Yes, thank you so
and
much.
Thank you so much for coming by, sharing your story, and the whole idea, of course, of AIA campaign of Rethinking Healthy is the fact to show that, it's just not necessarily out there just to be a gym monkey. There are so many different ways for you to actually be healthy.
Yeah.
A healthy mind is one of the most important
100%.
things.
The people you surround yourself with is really, really important. Good people around you just makes you feel really good too.
It's been an absolute pleasure having a chat with you. Thank you so much for being a part of the show.
Thank you so much for your time. It was lovely meeting you as well.
There you go, ladies and gentlemen. That's exactly what we're talking about. Each and every one of us, like I said, we lead such busy lives. Every day we are actually playing catch up. And it's very important to rethink how you can actually be healthy, rethink how you can basically prioritize self-love. Take care of your body, take care of yourself. And that's exactly what AIA Insurance campaign is all about. Rethink Healthy. Thank you so much for being a part of this podcast series. It's Rethink Healthy, brought to you by AIA Insurance, and we shall see you soon.